Here we go, everybody. What's up? It's your boy Otto coming to you live and direct from the grotto. This is my comic crawl haul video, but you got to wait and watch our intro before we get started. Enjoy the ride! So let's get started, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, everybody, for supporting 3 Men in a Basement. I'm your host, Otto. We have a channel called 3 Men in a Basement, which you're watching right now. And today I'm rocking the Green O Batman variant shirt. For those of you guys who don't know, the Green O is a local silk screening printing company out of Newington, Connecticut. He does all the 3 Men in a Basement t-shirts. He does all the NY Warriors t-shirts. He does all the stuff for Geeky Swag Shop. He does all the Lords of the Long Box t-shirts. So if you need a t-shirt, call the Green O in Newington, Connecticut, and tell them Otto sent you, okay? But anyway, let's get started. So, whenever this video airs, I don't know when it will, we had a comic crawl. What's a comic crawl? Good question. A comic crawl is like a pub crawl, but we're buying comics. So anyway, so we set up some times, and we did 4 stops technically, okay? And they were all private showings, okay? Our LCS opened up 2 hours early. We went to J&S's Collectibles property, where he opened up his entire garage or showroom to us like a con. And then we went to Sarge's when they were closed on Mondays, but yet he opened up for all of us. And it was a great video. Gary and I both did one, so please check out those if you haven't already. So now let's talk about what I got. Okay, so I had a plan. But my plan was for the middle part of the trip to do an upgrade, which was going to cost me a big chunk of what my budget was. Okay. So when we were communicating about, hey guys, how much you bring in, we all had around the same dollar amount. And trust me, we weren't asking somebody to open up early or to open up on their day off if we were going to spend $20 each. Okay, guys. So there was lots of money exchanged during this, all for great prices. So we went to the eye opener first. And, but let me digress before we get started. We stopped at RogerLev's house. He had a great continental breakfast for everybody, had t-shirts for everybody, little swag bags with 3 Men in the Basement stuff. So shout out to my brother, RogerLev from 3 Men in the Basement, for getting that done. So the first shop was the Eye Opener in Newington, Connecticut. Mr. Art Mesa has owned his store for almost 25 years, and he's got lots of stuff. So let me just go over what I picked up. And do I remember how much I spent? I really don't, guys, but it wasn't a lot. So first book I picked up, which I will always buy, is X-Men 211, okay? Why? Because it's a great book. It's a good flip if you get it for a great price, so people are always going after it. Now, good book right here, okay? Thor 126 is the first time Thor has gone from Journey into Mystery to Thor. I'm sorry, I'm having such a hard time with the camera. I do have this in a very low grade, but I will send this into CGC to get pressed. Actually, I will send it to Rocket Comics, then send it to CGC to get submitted, hoping for a 5. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade this book to somewhere around an 8.5, 7.5 to 8.5, okay? But I'm going to grind this one out. I could drop, $1,000 on a credit card and do that, but you know what? I got all the time in the world, man. I got all the time in the world. So, nice, clean-looking copy. It does have some chipping on it, and I paid, I do know what I paid for this. Paid $100 for this. So, next book, Red Goblin, cover price. Nova number 2. Some first appearances in this, okay? If Nova does go big, this was talked on the long-term spec list on Lords of the Long Box, all right? Pick that up for cheap. The Boys, the Dynamite edition. Why? Because it was only $3. Probably a little less with my discount too. So great show. Can't wait for season 2. But this was the first time I've owned this. But it's fine. All right, Avengers number 76, the Roy Thomas. Oh, this is actually 80. The first appearance of Red Wolf. Talked about him for quite some time. I think it's my second or third copy of this. Just a nice copy. Not too expensive. I think I paid, actually I know I paid $14 for it. All right. Another book, Fantastic Four. Right now I'll buy anything with Doom and Daredevil on it, okay? So, cool book, reprints. Gonna check it out. Giant Size Avengers. We talked about this book, all right? Any giant size book I'm going after right now. Giant Size Defenders, Giant Size Avengers. All good for the PC square bow book. Real cool. $6. Now, Heroes in Canon. Why did I buy this? I'll tell you why. This book was done by Wally Wood and Steve Ditko. Okay? This book, which the first Comic-Con borderline exclusive book. And before they actually hit the floors, they were stolen. Half of them were stolen. Whether or not those half are now coming back in circulation or not, these are all characters that Wally Wood and Steve Ditko created. It's called Amazing Adult Adventures, Dragonella, The Misfits, and just a really, really cool book. This is my second copy. CGC doesn't give it the love, but this is classic Wally Wood and Steve Ditko, okay? So I'm going to gobble these up as much as I possibly can. All right. Oh, and I did pick up Excalibur. I'll pick these up as often as I can, first appearance. I picked up Thor, number 4. Hot book. All right. Now, that is... Oh, and I did get a copy of Modred the Mystic. Mystic Arts coming to Marvel. We'll see. All right. Now, we went to see our friends Jill and Steve at J&S Collectibles. And one of my goals for this year was to upgrade. I have 2 copies of X-Men 101. I have an 8.0 signed by Chris Claremont, and I had an 8.5. I wanted to upgrade that book to a 9.2. And I knew that Steve, that they had one, and now it was a matter of the art of the deal. They also had another book that I was going after. Not an expensive book, but it was going to complete my linear set. All right? So let me show you what I was able to get. So now completing my linear set of Thor 337, 338, and 339. I do have Thor 339, the first appearance of Stormbringer. Okay? I have 337 and a 9.8. I have 338 and a 9.8. I have 339 and a 9.8. I have a triple frame. They're all going to go that. I'm going to display that in my next room tour video, so check that out. Now, when Steve and I sat down about the art of the deal, I had a number, he had a number. We were a little bit off, but when you make deals, that's all about compromise. So we came up with a number. So I got this book, and I upgraded my 8.5 off-white pages to a 9.2 white pages. First appearance of Phoenix, probably one of my favorite mutants, or at least one of my top favorite female character in the Marvel cinematic in Marvel, and probably one of my favorite mutants other than Wolverine. Okay, so 9.2, huge upgrade. Would I love to get this in a 9.8? Sure. I'd also love to have a toilet made of gold, but that's not happening. Okay, so a 9.2 is ideal for my grades. You know, I'm a numbers guy. 9.4s and 9.6 look pretty, especially for the dollar amount. But 9.2 or 9.8 is what I go for that. Okay. So, great book. Glad I picked it up. Part of my want list, okay? Then we went to Sarge's in New London, Connecticut. Shout out to Joe, the owner. He opened up. And let me tell you, if you watched the video, it was a feeding frenzy. Before he even turned on the lights, the guys were digging, man. And what a great time. The Forge brothers, Very Gary, Joe Collects. Excuse me. Roger, Justin, Nemesis Prime, Dave in the Cave, Uncle Frank. We were out there, the Butcher 105, you know, just having a great time, chopping it up and just being part of the crew. So I have been so reluctant on buying this book, but I can't watch it go up in price anymore. And why do you say that I've been reluctant to buy this book? Well, I will tell you why. Because I had this book as a kid, and I had multiple copies of this book as a kid, and I paid 60 cents for it off the rack. I'm almost 50. I bought it when I was like 13 or 14. I saved most of my comics. Wherever I moved, I always saved them. I always brought them with me. I kept them at my parents' house. They weren't touched. Where this run of Spider-Man books went, I couldn't tell you. Did I sell it to somebody? I don't know. Did my brother Brett beat me down for it? Probably. Who knows? So I finally picked this up with the fact that I am going to upgrade. I bought this well below GPA. This is Amazing Spider-Man 238 8.5 with the tattoos. Love to get this in a 9.8, have a modern. Going to start. Next move is to get a 9.2 at it. You know, slowly move my way up while buying it under GPA at all times. Okay, guys? So that's the whole thing. Sure, you might have a raw book that you pay for to get the pressed and graded and stuff like that. But let's face it. When you can make your hobby, well, I want to start over again. This is equity. Now I have equity for what I paid for it. Now, if I see somebody with a 9.2, all right, let's look at this. My equity plus cash. Let's make a deal. All right. Better than putting it on your card or putting it all on your PayPal. All right. So we have equity now in this book. All right. Then I go digging in Sarge's and I found the Star Wars before Justin. But I don't know what I'm looking for. But anyway. But he was so gracious. He's like, Otto, you missed the first appearance of Darth Maul, cameo 1 and 2. So he let me have them because he's got 7 copies. So yeah, so I picked that up. Picked up this dope Darth Maul cover. Knights of the Old Republic. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Fantastic Four. I'll buy this book all day long. Right. And then... this is, and I'll buy this book as many times as I can see it. I've got 5 or 6 copies of it. Love to have it in the highest grade possible, 9.2 or 9.8. But I've got, what do I got in my display? I got a 9.0. I'd like to upgrade that to around the 9.2 because Terrax the Tamer is a true bad guy, okay? Bad guy. He destroyed the Baxter Building with one swoop of his scalpel. He is a true herald of Galaxus, and he's not a nice guy, okay? So now I find this, and I'm really digging this stuff, and I'm going to open up this with you guys right now. I love finding stuff like this because a lot of this stuff just got thrown away. This is a Gen 13 variant cover, limited. Can you see it in the black and white? I think I paid $1 for this. This is number 695 out of 5,000. Okay, this is from Wildstorm or Image Characters, and it's got art by Arthur Adams, Simon Beasley, J. Scott Campbell, John Cleary, Michael Golden, Michael Lopez, Jason Peterson, and Wildstorm Effects. All 13 amazing variant covers in one sweet limited edition portfolio, especially packaged portfolio. Contains a set of 13 high impact color prints. Collect them all, hang them, trade them on your wall. I thought it was a book. All right, let's find out what it is. Let's see what's in it. All right. So they're actually card stocks. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. All right, all right. Oh, that is dope. That's really cool. All right, look at that. Not the fact that it has, but it's a Rolling Stone. That's really cool. Gen 13 bunch. Look at that, like the Brady bunch. Right on. Another J. Scott Campbell right there. Oh, nice. Like heavy metal. Right on. Pulp Fiction? No shit. All right. And then a blank one. Bonus dudes. That's the Artist Fantasy Garage. Oh, wow. All right. So that's a blank. So I might have somebody do a commission on that one. All right, man. I'll tell you, that was the biggest surprise of it. I can't wait to go back and get it. So just show you it again. Pulp Fiction. Heavy metal. Like the clothes thing when you were a kid. The Brady Bunch. Rolling Stone. I'm sure this is like Vanity Fair. Don't know about this. ASM 300, I assume. No, not ASM 300, the other Spidey book. This is like Silence of the Lambs or something like that. I don't know. If you know, comment. Let me know. Little Gen 13. Gen 13 again. And Gen 13 again. Wow, very, very neat. Didn't really expect that. So I'm going to show these off. All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching. This is what I picked up at the CT Comic Swap. I do have a little secret. If you made plans for Terrificon, don't change it. Terrificon's not happening, but we might be doing something else. I'm just waiting to find out what the laws are for people getting together. Okay? So anyway, I bid you adieu. I've been your host, Everett Otto from 3 Men in the Basement. We are Nemesis Prime, David Cave, Roger Levesque. Again, I'm Everett Otto. Thank you very much for watching 3 Men in the Basement, and I am out. Peace.